What did your school illegally do? My high school had a secret room behind the principal's office where they sent problem students, not for detention, for isolation that violated every educational law on the books. I discovered it by accident junior year when I was sent to the office for arguing with my history teacher about the whitewashing of Japanese internment camps. While waiting, I heard crying through what I thought was a wall. Found out it was a hidden door painted to match the paneling. Inside was a windowless room, maybe 6 by 8 feet. No desk, just a bare mattress on the floor. A sophomore named Anthony was in there. Had been since 8 a.m. It was now 2 p.m. No bathroom breaks allowed. There was a bucket in the corner. No lunch provided. No educational materials. Please don't tell anyone, he begged. They'll make it worse. Turns out the school had been using this room for years for students with behavioral issues, learning disabilities, or those who disrupted the learning environment. Anthony had ADHD. His crime? Tapping his pencil during a test. Some kids spent entire days in there, multiple days. One girl later testified she'd been kept there for a week straight, only let out after school hours. Her parents thought she was attending classes normally. The school called it the reflection room. The kids called it the hole. I took photos with my phone and went straight to my mom, who happened to be a civil rights attorney. She nearly had a stroke when she saw them. Within 24 hours, she had emergency injunctions filed. The investigation revealed a nightmare. Over 200 students had been illegally imprisoned in that room over 5 years, predominantly Black and Latino kids, kids with disabilities, kids from poor families. They'd been denied food, water, bathroom access, and education. Some had been physically restrained. Several had developed PTSD. The principal claimed it was a calming space for overwhelmed students. The superintendent said he had no knowledge of it, despite emails proving otherwise. The school board insisted it was standard disciplinary procedure. My mom's firm took on the case pro bono. They found forged parental consent forms, destroyed records of confinement, teachers threatened with termination if they reported it, a special ed teacher who'd been fired for trying to stop it. The room had no ventilation system. Kids had passed out from heat. One diabetic student had gone into shock from not being allowed to eat. An asthmatic kid had an attack without access to an inhaler. All documented, all hidden. The worst part? Some parents knew but were told their kids would be expelled otherwise. Single parents who couldn't afford to stay home with expelled kids. Immigrant parents threatened with ICE calls. They were trapped too. The lawsuit was massive. Criminal charges were filed. The principal got 3 years in prison. The superintendent got 2. Several teachers were banned from education permanently. The settlement was $47 million, distributed among the affected families. Anthony's family got $1.2 million. He'd been locked in that room 87 documented times over 2 years. He's still in therapy. The school was shut down, merged with another district. They demolished the whole administrative wing, including the whole. Some parents protested, saying it was evidence that should be preserved. Others wanted it gone forever. I testified at the trial, had to describe finding Anthony, the smell of the bucket, the scratches on the walls where kids had marked days. The defense tried to paint me as a troublemaker who'd misunderstood a legitimate disciplinary tool. My mom destroyed them with documentation. Temperature readings from the room, it had hit 98 degrees. Photos of the bucket, medical records of kids who'd been hurt, parent testimonies about their children's trauma. I'm a teacher now. First thing I did at my school was walk the entire building, checking for hidden rooms. Found one, being used for storage. Had it immediately converted to a library corner with windows installed. Some of my colleagues think I'm paranoid, but they didn't see Anthony's face when I opened that door. They didn't read the testimonies of kids who wet themselves begging for bathroom breaks. They didn't watch a principal get handcuffed for child abuse he called discipline. The illegal room was just one thing. The investigation uncovered grade manipulation, embezzlement, and a coach who'd been moved between schools despite abuse allegations. The room was how they controlled kids who might report the rest. Every student who'd been in that room got trauma counseling paid for by the district. Some needed years of therapy. A few attempted suicide. One succeeded. A note saying he could still feel the walls closing in. That room was illegal. Everything about it. And 47 teachers knew about it and said nothing.